I'm Barry Funkhauser. That's right, Barry Funkhauser. And this is the Barry Funkhauser Show. Thanks for tuning in. It's Friday, so we're a little kooky and mad this time. Here's what's going on today, man. A lot of news. $200,000 in dimes have been stolen from a truck. Delta Airlines is reporting record bookings for summer travel. And the JUICE mission launches to explore Jupiter's icy ocean worlds. As always, I'm here with my co-host and general know-it-all current events guy, Joe. Hey.
Gotta blame it on my boots. Gotta blame it on my juice, baby. Man, I love that story. I'm really excited about the Jupiter
And you
story.
love Lizzo,
really.
too, apparently.
Oh, man, Lizzo's great. I would absolutely 100% go to a Lizzo show. Like, no problem. I think it would be so much freaking fun. She is so talented. Man, I just want to,
me too.
I just want to really see her do. Like, I had this idea. I really want to see a sketch where Will Ferrell comes out as Ron Burgundy, and then Lizzo challenges Ron Burgundy to a jazz flute off because she's a flautist and she's really good. So I think that would be really funny. Ron Burgundy
if they make
versus
another
Lizzo on the
Anchorman
flute.
movie, I think
They are?
we're into something.
No, I think they might. Oh, you know what I heard? I heard they're making a Forrest Gump 2. I think that sounds like a terrible idea.
Huh.
Forrest Gump was like,
think about that for a second, because you may be right, but then again, you may be not right. So,
well, I don't know. Because like Anchorman, really good comedy. Anchorman 2, not so much. Same thing for like all the good comedies that we've ever seen. Lately they've been trying to come back and make like a sequel, and it's the magic's gone. It's not there. So, like a Forrest Gump, it's like it's like one of those movies that's like, it's almost perfect. Like, it's like, let's not change it. Let's not destroy the legacy of Forrest Gump. Like, let's just let Forrest Gump live his own Forrest Gump life with his son, like the butterfly and flew away at the end of the movie, or the leaf or whatever it is. They flew away. That was the end. That was it. No more. No more Forrest Gump. But
well,
yeah, but Ron Burgundy and Lizzo together, that would be fun.
Yeah, when they make those remakes or those part 2s or 3s or 4s, there's always some sort of reason why it doesn't work. I think a lot of the times is it happens too quickly. I think that Forrest Gump 2 happening, 20 years later? I don't know. I'm going to put that in a maybe pile.
Here's my thing is, if they wait too long, they try to get the writers back, but then, the writers kind of get stuck in their own time period. And so the jokes don't hit the same because society has moved on for like 10 or 15 years. But these guys are like writing jokes that would have hit really well 10 or 15 years ago. They've all fall flat now.
Yeah, because dated material.
Exactly. So that's what it is. It's dated material.
Sad to say.
Oh, speaking about dated material,
I know.
Our podcast from yesterday is dated.
Now, this is a fascinating story. So we covered this this guy that they found there. Apparently, they were using Discord to hide some documents from the government. It got all found out. We were in the last episode trying to figure out how long it would take to catch the guy. And what happened, Joe?
Oh, you called it. You said before our episode drops tonight, the government will have already caught this guy. We finished recording. We hit stop. I opened up my news app and they had just caught the guy.
Yeah, man, 21-year-old kid that's already been in court once. He didn't.
Oh, and I was right. He was like a lonely dude who's just trying to like impress the dudes in this
we don't
Discord
know everything
channel.
Yet. I mean, that's what it looks like right now.
Oh, that's what it's going to come down to be. It's like
my thing is like, else.
How does a 21-year-old reservist have classified intel clearance?
Hey,
really?
My favorite part about this story is
Really?
at the end, he used his clearance to check to see if the government was onto him.
No.
That's what he did. Yeah.
Oh man, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, so crazy. But yeah, anyway, like no. Like I said, it's a people problem. 21-year-old reservists should not have access to classified information.
Yeah, that
This
was
should be like
oops on
this should be
every
like
part.
colonel and up, man, major and up, something
Oh,
like
so
that.
he can go to war and stuff, but he can't have documents. Is that what you're saying? He's adult enough to go there and fight the good fight, but he's not adult enough to be able to
Not
keep
yet. Yes, I
a
am saying
secret.
I'm absolutely saying that. Yes, because information should not doesn't need to be shared with everybody. You just need to know how to do your particular job in the military. You got to leave all of the high up. You got to leave all the important decisions to people way above our pay grade. Way above our pay grade. I'm talking like Joint Chiefs of Staff and President. Like
Yeah,
not everybody
like
needs this information.
time and experience, time and rank. Yeah, it's
Exactly.
gonna be
Like
down at the bottom
experience
there.
means something.
Wonder what it was. It's probably like lunch orders for Obama or something. You know?
What, the classified intel?
Yeah, yeah. Did it
No,
ever
it was
come
like
out what it was?
it was a data dump on a lot of stuff, including the Ukrainian war.
But it was
So
like
it's like
a couple pages of crumpled up pages, right? It wasn't.
no, it was way more than that.
Oh,
It was
oh
way
boy.
more than that. And it was
Gulp.
like it wasn't information that was going to necessarily harm any current or future operations. However, what it does is it lets our adversaries know where to look to find the spies and the leakers in their own organizations. That's why we got to keep classified information down so we don't lose those avenues to get the information. Even before the start of the Ukrainian war, it was really difficult to get anything out of Russia. They are really closed off. They have like circled the wagons around Putin's inner circle, right? So and then since the Ukraine, it's gotten even harder. So we can't allow our adversaries to know where we have information collected in their little circles. So no, yeah, all bad stuff. Anyway,
Big old oops. We'll keep our eye on that.
yeah,
story.
that was
Very
a big
interesting.
old oops. Anyway,
Yeah. All right. Here's the news today. Well, police are on the hunt for the people behind a dime and dash theft in Northeast Philadelphia. Check this out, Joe.
I love puns.
Around 6 o'clock in the morning last week, thieves broke into an unmarked trailer left in a Walmart parking lot and made off with about 2 million dimes. The trailer was carrying about 750 grand in dimes, and the thieves were able to steal about 200,000 worth of the load. Dimes were scattered across the parking lot and the main road nearby. And it turns out the driver had picked up these coins at the U.S. Mint in Philly and was headed for Florida. And he left the trailer in the parking lot, went home to get some sleep before the next big day. No arrests have been made. So, man, what are you telling me that the U.S. government is hiring regular truck drivers to haul money?
This is a normal thing. My concern is it normal for these drivers to just like randomly, like I know you can't drive 24 hours straight when you're driving a big rig. We don't let truck drivers, do copious amounts of meth to make it to their destinations anymore. But I
Anymore.
don't understand how there wasn't some kind of security detail with this guy. Are they just allowed to just like park in a Walmart and like go home and leave the truck?
Well, I mean, he
Uh,
probably didn't know what he was hauling. I think if he did, then there's
He's
got to be
coming
some sort
from
of
the
secrecy.
U.S. Mint. What else are you hauling away from the U.S. Mint, Barry?
What kind of idiot's going to leave an unattended trailer full of stuff?
This guy
in
this guy right here.
Man,
Here is
that's
he
a
is
bummer,
your
dude.
yeah.
I guess there's probably something in the rule books at the company saying that if you're parked close enough to your home on a stop, then you can trek on home. But man, it's not
No,
wise.
I doubt that is
No,
true.
I do. I had a
all.
friend who her husband was a truck driver, and the only times that she could see him when he was not rolling down the road was when he had to do an overnight stop somewhere local. He would make it a point to make it to Camarillo.
Okay, well, sure.
There's
but
like some
that dude
of them
isn't
are.
hauling $2 million
I know,
worth
right?
of dimes
Yeah,
or 2 million dimes. Like he's not hauling over $1 million worth of actual, currency. So there's a difference if you're driving cross country, bringing like stuffed animals to the new Toys R Us or something, or the Target, as opposed to currency from the U.S. Mint. I am sure that these dudes in this white Chrysler like follow the truck from the U.S. Mint, just like tailing it, waiting for it to stop.
What if it's an inside job, Joe? What if the guy knew?
That also might be true as well.
The king of dimes strikes again.
I don't think that the dude driving from the U.S. Mint should have just parked in a Walmart parking lot, like without security, with that, like no.
Yeah,
it's not gonna work out well for this dude. He's gonna like either lose his job or he's gonna get sued for being involved in this inside job or something.
You know what? It's not gonna end there for this poor, low-paid truck driver.
Well, he's not poor and low paid anymore. He's getting part of that $200,000 these guys rolled off with.
How do you launder $200,000?
I know, right? Like they're gonna be paying their rent in dimes for like the next 20 years.
Sheesh. Anyway, all right, more news here. Well, this one's a wild one. Delta Airlines have reported record advanced bookings for this coming summer, a further sign that the U.S. airline industry is putting the pandemic-caused losses behind it. But labor costs did result in a net loss in the period for Delta Airlines. And so they earned a whole bunch of $1 million, but they lost like quadruple that the year before. But revenue seems to be up a little bit. But the thing is, the strong demand for flying means higher fares for customers. So the amount passengers paid to fly each mile on Delta was up 17% compared to both a year earlier and the same period in 2019. So you're going to see a little bit of ticket prices. They're probably going to go a lot up because, there's been labor problems with the airlines and you name it. So we'll keep an eye on this one here too. Delta Airlines having a big surge.
It's not just Delta though. It's all the airlines. Like they all
Delta
got hammered during COVID. Well,
Delta
sure. They were just doing their quarterly reports. So we'll see the other reports from the other airlines coming out. It's gonna probably be
unanimous around the board that everyone's having this record. You think Spirit Airlines?
Oh, yeah, everybody, all the travel. Okay, so because we've talked about this, all the travel, anything connected to travel got absolutely decimated during COVID because no one could go anywhere, right? Just like crushed as far as like revenue goes. They had to like lay off those people off, and then they tried to like hire a bunch of people back, and everyone was like, "Nah, I'm good." So I've been booking some travel. And yeah, definitely things are way more expensive. I am trying to be a conscientious traveler. I'm trying to book way in advance, just so I don't get hammered by any other increases that might come out. And I'm telling you, we're going to DC and New York pretty soon, right?
Yeah.
And I booked those tickets months ago. And we used to be able to like regularly find really decent round trip flights to and from the East Coast for $250, $300. I couldn't find anything under 400. Now,
well,
it's really BS. Increased.
I call BS here, Joe, because I'm looking at the stock, and this comes from like a market report, and you say they're all going to follow suit here and say that we have record bookings and stuff. But I call BS because, I'm looking at this stock and
what does the stock price have to do with?
Because they're trying to push this stock up. That's why this thing came out. Oh,
everybody's trying to push their stock up. That is the point of a company, of a corporation, is to make money. And of course they want their stock prices to go up.
I don't think I'm going to second guess this whole story because I think that they did it with intention to raise the stock. I don't think that there's a big old surge of people that want to fly.
There is absolutely a huge surge of people that want to fly. Just travel in general, not just fly. Just travel in general.
Travel, I agree with.
Everybody, we are still in the mode of trying to catch up on all of the travel that we feel that we lost out on over the 2 to 3 years that we had COVID. That's what it. So yes, absolutely, you are going to see an increase in travel, an increase in air travel across. It's not just the United States, Barry. It's across the world, man. Across the world. So I don't think that this is just some kind of a ploy. And if
Can we do a little?
it would only be a ploy if they were fudging their numbers. And if you fudge your numbers, you're going to get sued.
Yeah, there are actual numbers in this story. I guess you're right.
Exactly. So you got to look at that. You know, they're not going to throw out fake numbers because then the FTC is going to come back and
fly.
Hammer.
You know?
Yeah, we couldn't do anything.
Yeah,
so
of course they'd
everybody wants out, and all costs across the board have increased because they had to start paying people more. They had to start paying their pilots more. They had to start paying air traffic controllers more. They had to start paying airline attendants more. Everything across the board. Fuel is up. Costs are up across the board. Food is up across the board. Employee costs up across the board. So they're going to always, every company is going to pass that along to the consumer. And like I said, I have seen prices increase across the board.
No more free ice on your plane.
Oh, no more free ice. Outside of the airlines, even more of an impact is like I've seen airline prices raise, but man, hotel prices are just insane now. Yeah. Absolutely insane, like double what they were before COVID. And it's hard to find a deal anywhere.
Sleep in your car. There's the deal.
Well, it's hard to sleep in your car when you're flying somewhere and you don't have your car.
Oh.
You gotta then you're getting a rental car, and rental car prices are crazy expensive too.
Oh boy, everything
for travel. Everything for travel is up like 35%.
Yeah, we just sound like grumpy old men here complaining.
I am grumpy old man. And I do complain a lot. Yeah, it's just, it's cost. Everything's going to go up.
Yeah. Well, fly safe, everybody. Here's some more news. Well, you can fly really far someday, hopefully. The JUICE mission has launched, and it's going to explore Jupiter's icy ocean worlds. Listen.
Jupiter has 3 moons with oceans underneath their icy shells. They're called Ganymede, Callisto, and Europa. Earthlings have been curious about these moons and their potential to house life for a long time. NASA first sent probes in part to get a closer look in 1977. Jupiter is a gas giant. That means it doesn't have a surface. It's a swirl of gases that condense into a smoldering ocean of hydrogen at its core. It's very similar to our sun in this way, but unlike the sun, it doesn't fuse hydrogen atoms into helium to create energy and heat. Now back to those first NASA probes. They observed long lines and dark spots on the moon Europa. Typically, moons have cratered surfaces, but these images tipped scientists off that there might be an ocean beneath Europa's icy exterior. In 1996, that theory was confirmed when the Galileo spacecraft reached Europa. It was the first ocean discovered on another planet. Then in 2012 and 2016, the Hubble Space Telescope showed water plumes erupting from the warmest parts of Europa. Scientists don't know much about the plumes, but if Europa has water and elements like carbon and hydrogen, it could mean that microbial life once formed there, or even still exists. Armed with that possibility, the European Space Agency and NASA are sending probes deep into our solar system to look specifically at Jupiter's icy moons. First is the Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer, or JUICE, from the ESA. JUICE is traveling to the Jupiter system armed with the latest technology to take photos, observe the magnetic field of Jupiter, and take readings of what is beneath the icy crusts of Jupiter's large moons. Later, NASA will send the Europa Clipper to fly by its namesake over 40 times to sniff its atmosphere. It will gather material from the plumes for the first time, and that will give scientists a better idea if Europa's oceans could support life. The missions will gather data. They will also aim to gather insights into fundamental questions about our universe. Is there life beyond Earth? What might that look like? And what does that mean for the future of humanity?
I mean, okay, Joe. Well, here's a couple of thoughts.
Hey, I love this story. I love space exploration. I think it's so
well,
cool.
then I'm gonna differ. I do love space, but who gives a shit about Jupiter for real, man? Like, who's gonna? I mean, I've heard that Europa could
like
be
really...
a thing, but you can't land on Jupiter.
So negative, man. Jeez.
Why aren't we sending ships out there to things we can actually do, like asteroid laser redirection things, and we're going to like. I just don't get it. I don't get why Jupiter is fascinating at this point in the space game. I guess Europa.
Because we still have to figure out how actual planets are formed. We don't know. We have great working theories about it, but we still need to understand how solar systems evolve and form so we can be more direct in our space exploration. What kind of galaxies that are close that we should be looking at for signs of intelligent alien life? We don't know outside of the Earth how other life might form on these planets. I think it's going to be important to figure out. And especially in like 100, 200 years, if humanity hasn't blown ourselves to smithereens with nuclear weapons, we're going to probably need to start mining some of those elements from some of these other planets in the solar system and pulling that stuff through. And it would be a whole lot easier to go to a big water planet to siphon water off of instead of trying to collect a bunch of asteroids and then like pulling water out.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the water angle because you can turn water into fuel, and then it could be like a substation, like a gas station.
Yeah. So think about it like in a lot of sci-fi stories. This is actually interesting. In a lot of sci-fi stories, the authors have created kind of a exactly what you said. There's like a substation around Jupiter that a lot of sci-fi authors have created because they pull element, like natural resources from these moons and stuff and make other fuel. So, spaceships go from Earth to Jupiter, they dock, and they get refueled from there, and then they can go off into deep space and stuff like that. Very interesting. So it's gonna be a fun journey the next 30 years that I'm alive. Hopefully 30 years that I'm maybe more. You're
gonna be freaked out if they find like a dinosaur bone on the moon.
Like if there's like other signs of actual complex biological life on a different planet, no, not really. I don't.
No.
I mean, because it's a possibility. It's like we're not. I've never been one to unequivocally state that we are alone in the universe. I think that is a very naive type of thought, I guess. Things need to for life to exist and to reach the stage that humanity has reached, things need to be in a kind of a Goldilocks zone.
Yeah.
As far as like liquid water, enough heat so, plant life can grow, not so hot that everything just burns up. Planets need to be able to rotate so they get a difference of sun and light on a regular basis. Like tidally locked planets aren't going to work. A lot of things have to go correctly for life to flourish. And it would be interesting to know what exactly is needed. And that's, part of this mission, part of the JUICE mission is to get out there and figure that out. What I really want to know is if any of these satellites that are going out to Jupiter are going to have like mini satellites that they're going to shoot into the planet. Because I love when that happens. I love when they like shoot satellites and stuff into the core of a planet.
You get like 8 camera views of these things doing stuff so far out, man. So
remember when they slammed the that one satellite into the asteroid?
Yeah, and you were staring at it for a while.
To see if they can like move the asteroid. Oh man, that stuff is so cool.
Yeah, dude.
That stuff.
Yeah, man.
I want to see because I loved I loved watching the video of the satellite getting closer and closer to the asteroid, and then just slams right into it.
Then
I want to see
gone.
the same thing
Yeah.
for like, you know, throw a satellite like into the oceans of Europa, crack right through the icy skin and like get into the ocean part. That would be awesome. I want to see that. I want him to crack through that, get into the ocean, and then we see like, you know, huge whale-like creatures that are swimming in the oceans of Europa. Then people
Then
freak
it's
out.
on, man.
Then people would freak out. Yeah.
L. Ron Hubbard will be turning over in his
Oh,
grave.
don't Scientology this.
Okay, before we go today, Joe, we're going to tip our hat to another program who
okay.
is changing their hosts after all this time. I think it's been a good 20 years, maybe 25. Live with Ryan and Kelly is no more, as Ryan Seacrest is leaving the show. Today was his last day. And Kelly Ripa is bringing on her husband, Mark Pretty Face Consuelos, no brain. And it's
I mean, he's a nice dude, but you know, it's hard to have a conversation with him because he, you know,
I didn't
isn't
know you could
into
go
a whole
one
lot of
step
stuff.
downer and dumb with Ryan than somebody else.
Hey, Ryan is not. Come on, we can hammer Ryan about the fact that he thinks he's taller than he is, but come on, he's not a dumb dude.
Yeah, you're right.
You can't get to where Ryan Seacrest is being unintelligent.
And this
I'm
was
sorry.
a smart move for him, I'm assuming. So tip my
Well,
hat.
I think. Well, but here's the thing with Ryan. I think he just overextended himself. He still does way too much stuff. I think he's just trying to dumb it down a little bit. Like, let's get into what Ryan wants to do. And we all know, and we've all known this for years, Ryan wants to be Dick Clark. Was Dick Clark ever on a morning show? No. So Ryan's going to go back into he's going to be like, Ryan Seacrest is going to become a super producer like Dick Clark was. That's what's going to happen.
I'm for that.
I'm
All
fine.
right.
You know, I'm fine with it. You know,
Yep.
From everything that I have interactions with Ryan, hearing about stories from Ryan, it seems like he's a decent dude who treats people well, and that's all we can ask for these days. So
Show me what
Good for
you
Ryan.
got, Ryan.
good for Ryan.
Yeah. All right. Have a good weekend. We'll be back Monday. This is the Barry Funkhauser Show.